Welcome back to another episode of Consciously Clueless, the podcast that teaches you how to live a healthier lifestyle that makes you and the planet happier. The world is changing quickly. Sometimes it feels like you can't keep up. I hear you. You want to make the world a better place, you care, but you don't know where to start. You know taking care of yourself is important, but how? I get it. I have a history of diving into a new endeavor seeking perfection and quickly feeling like I failed. Whether it was going vegan or learning how to recycle more, I wish I had guidance to keep me on track and not overwhelmed. I can't lie, the world needs your help. But it doesn't need you to be perfect. This podcast is here to help. Here we go. Welcome to another installment in the My Vegan Story series. Today's guest is Kelley Gilberry.
My name's Kelley, and I'm a certified holistic health coach, plant-based nutritionist, and vegan. Now, I wasn't always a plant-based nutritionist. I wasn't always a health coach. A few years ago, I was in the absolute worst shape of my life. I was pre-diabetic, I had heart disease, and I had diagnosed with obesity at the same doctor's visit. Very same doctor's visit I was diagnosed with, being a pre-diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese. What happened was my mother passed away suddenly. So she passed away from a heart attack, which is the leading cause of death in the United States, but not even the United States, but across the world. So then a year later, my uncle passed away. When he passed away from cancer. So I saw both sides of death. I saw how death would take you out quickly, and I saw how death would take you out slowly. So when I go to the doctor and I get this diagnosis, the doctor was like, hey, listen, here's a statin medication that I want to prescribe to you. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to take this statin medication. A few years ago, my wife and I went on a cruise. And on this cruise, we went on a tour. And the tour guide told us, hey, listen, whenever we need to get our medication, we just go into the bush and we grab it. We grab all the plants and we mix these plants together and we make some type of concoction. And that's our medication. So that is how we get our medication here. We don't do like you guys do in the United States. So when this doctor decided to prescribe me a statin medication, I remember the lesson that tour guide taught me. He said, go into the bushes, grab these plants, mix them together, and all of your worries will go away. So that is what I decided to do. I decided to go on I said, forget about the hamburgers, forget about the hot dogs, forget about all the stuff that caused me to have prediabetes, all the stuff that caused me to have heart disease, and all of the stuff that caused me to be obese, all of the processed foods, and all of the animal products, right? That is why my mother is no longer here. So that is the mission that I'm on. So now I've totally transformed my health by using the power of plant-based nutrition. I'm no longer pre-diabetic, no longer heart disease, and no longer obese. Now I'm in the best shape of my life simply by letting nature take its course. Just like that tour guide told me, he told me, we go to the bushes, we mix the plants together, and we just let nature take its course. So I said, no, sir, Mr. Doctor, I'm not going to take that statin medication. Instead, I'm going to use the power of plant-based nutrition. I said, I see other people doing it. I see other people transforming their life. But the more and more research I did, the more and more I kept getting pointed back to the food. It's the food. It's the food. It's the food. So the more research I did, I decided to go back to school and get super involved in plant-based nutrition. So that is what I do now. Now I help others do the same. I will help you go from the worst shape of your life to the best shape of your life. I will help you go from a sick person to a healthy person by using the power of these plants, by using the power of plant-based nutrition. And I also teach my clients the ant philosophy. That is the philosophy that I developed. So with that being said, an ant is the most successful species on this planet, the most successful life form on this planet, simply because they will never, ever give up. You put a rock in front of them, you put a pebble in front of them, they're trying to accomplish their goal, they will never, ever give up. They will just choose a different approach to get to their goal. So that is the philosophy that I developed. That is the philosophy that I help everyone else do to be able to accomplish their goals of becoming the best person that they could be, the 2.0 version of themselves. So that is what I'm about. That is the message that I'm putting out here to the world. And that is the message that I want to spread to every corner of this planet. So thank you very much, Carly, and have an awesome day.
If you're hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode of Consciously Clueless, and for that, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this new episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or tag me and share in social media. Share this episode with others who may be interested in this topic. To get more resources, influence on topics covered, and bonus content, join the Consciously Clueless community over on Patreon at patreon.com/consciouslycarly. And don't forget, if you need help living more consciously, let's work together. Email me today. See you next Wednesday for a new episode. This podcast is supported by all the brands that I love and that I get to work with. Considering how much I talk about the fact that we should be buying less, you know, if I'm promoting a brand, it means I use it myself and I love it. Sometimes the stars align and I score discount codes for the brands that I love. If you go to consciouslycarly.com/shop, you'll find discount codes for brands like Parade, that sells sustainable underwear, Terraseed, that is vegan vitamins, Joy, selling sustainable plant-based milk alternatives, Plain Products, that chose a new way to provide the world with shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and more by using returnable, recyclable containers. There is so much on that page of all the brands that support this podcast and support the work I do. So don't forget to go to consciouslycarly.com/shop to check all of that out.